on today's Living in Las Vegas. Besides the $20 technique, is there anything else you can do in Las Vegas for only $20? Come to find out, there is, and we'll be talking about that today. Plus, we've got real quick stories, live chat questions, listener email, and of course, have a drink on me. This is a Living in Las Vegas podcast where if the first thing that came to your mind was, I could probably get a hooker for $20 in Vegas, I've got two words for you. One, penicillin. Two, alimony. Let's get started.
Oh, I thought the two words were going to be Boulder Highway.
Living in Las Vegas starts now. I was going to say, no, actually I won't say it. I'll say it in the after show. There's a casino on.
Boulder Highway?
No, it's another one. It's got the cement floor.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome from Las Vegas, Nevada. That groovy little podcast that gives you a true first-person look into what it's like to call Sin City your home. The Living in Las Vegas podcast.
Sounds like we're on Boulder Highway.
Look out!
And now your host,
yes,
a man who clearly needs some kind of introduction, otherwise you wouldn't know who he was. Mr. Scott Whitney. Welcome, everybody, to the Living in Las Vegas podcast here on the Vegas Video Network. Oh, thank you so much. Great audience, as always.
They line up sometimes
Hours before.
Yeah, 2 to 3 hours.
I've gotten complaints.
From the neighbors? Yeah.
Can't talk about it.
Right.
Nonetheless, congratulations to you because you're watching or listening to the longest running podcast about Las Vegas that actually originates here in Las Vegas, which means we're not only going to cover what it's like to live here, but we're going to tell you about our adventures on the Strip and downtown and Fremont Street, other cool places here in the Valley. And by the way, if you're a visitor, you're a tourist, you're a fan of our fair city, well, guess what? This show is like your own secret handshake to all things cool and groovy and happening in this here town. There's a Grease song that does that.
Oh, it's something jive. Uh-huh. Yeah.
Look at us. 78 movie.
Yeah, I never saw it.
It was a great movie.
Yeah.
Hey, we're live every Tuesday night.
3 years older than I am.
You're right, it is. Holy crap. How did I find this kid? We're live every Tuesday night, 7 o'clock Pacific time at VegasVideoNetwork.com/live. Hand signals done by Wayne. VegasVideoNetwork.com/live. Be here. Get yourself in the fun. Listen, we got people showing up an hour before the show, and they're not just sitting over here in the live audience. They're all over the place. Where can you find people in the live chat this week?
Oh, my. Where can't you find them, really, is the better question. This week, we're looking, I feel like, what's that, the Mirrors, the old children's show?
It's Hobo Kelly. She did it. That's her name.
Is it really?
Yeah, Hobo Kelly.
Oh.
She's a really amazing looking woman.
Well, if I look into my magic mirror, I see Las Vegas and I see Henderson. I see Michigan and Wisconsin. There's Florida and Oregon. And my gosh, it's New York and Washington. There's California and Ohio, Maryland and Illinois. And way back in the back, I see Ontario, Arizona. Oh, and there's Texas.
That's right. By the way, there's more to just hanging out with a global group of people. No, in fact, we do a pre and post show before we actually record this magic. So the pre-show, we chat a little bit, have some fun. It's gentle. It's easy.
It's PG-14 and a half.
Yeah, agreeing. Post-show, NC-17, triple X, crazy. We're a pretty open show. We'll say what we mean. We're not really holding back. Until we get to the post show, then you realize that those guys held back a whole lot of stuff. Because
this last button on this polo shirt comes off, and it's just, wow.
It's crazy. So get yourself in the live chat so you can take advantage of the fact that you're going to hear more cuss words in 5 minutes in the post show than you'll hear in this entire show. Hey, by the way, I'm your host, Scott Whitney. Konnichiwa, buenas noches. How you doing? Hot stuff. Great to have you here. I am the founder of the Vegas Video Network. So on behalf of this show, thanks. And on behalf of all the shows on the network, thanks for checking us out. We certainly appreciate that. By the way, I can't do this by myself. I do sometimes. Actually, that's a lie. So I've already started the show by lying to you. I can do it by myself. I have done it by myself. And while it's not so bad, I enjoy it when I get to do it with my buddy Pimpin' Wayne, everybody.
Thank you. Taekwondo and buenos nachos to you as well.
Mr. Pimpin' Wayne, our over-under will be what?
Oh, my.
Oh, my.
This is always a tough one. You know, I stopped by the sports book on the way in, and I'm like, what is the line? And they asked me to move over, sir. This line is for people with cash only.
I got a card.
So let's go 7. No, that's way too low. No, I'm here today. People just can't get enough of me. We'll go 97.
Tomahawk said no.
Okay, 97, and not even a hook. We're just doing a straight 97. By the way, new in the live chat, John T. Singleton. He's from Ohio. He discovered the Vegas Video Network via Pub Crawl. Then he went to the YouTube, and he's been watching our show for 2 years. So welcome, John T. Singleton, who also is the name of a director in Hollywood.
Really?
Is it the same?
I don't know.
Yes, it is. We've decided it is. We've got people in Hollywood checking us out.
We're at in Ohio, because you know Louisville's located in Ohio.
I can't answer the big questions.
Yeah.
I'm just here hanging out and having a good time.
That's right.
Okay.
There's no video. We just wait for the bed.
I like that. Well, it's radio too. Hey, so things to do in Las Vegas for only $20. Now, we started this by talking about the $20 technique. We're going to remind you of that because actually we have an email coming up. And remember, it's the $20 technique, not the $20 trick, because you're not tricking anybody. What you're trying to do is be helpful. Wayne is going to now give you an example, a demonstration of the $20 technique. Wayne?
I'm actually $8 short. Can I?
Let's pretend.
It turns out the
Use one bill and pretend it's a 20. That's what I did in that
the direct
video.
deposit from the network hasn't come through yet to my account.
It's a little tardy.
I must have written that account number down.
I
wrong.
think it was we were missing a digit.
So the $20 trick is
It's not a trick, goddammit.
well, it's beautiful in its simplicity.
It's a technique.
Is what it is. So you have to, when you check into a hotel, what's the 2 things they ask?
I know.
Other
Credit
than
card.
What's your phone number? And
Credit card.
Are you single or married?
And your
But
driver's license.
yes, typically for the average person, someone like yourself, Scott,
For
they're
me,
going to
they
ask.
just say, "Oh, Mr. Whitney, your suite's already ready."
Correct.
That happens to me all the time.
Yeah. Yes. You usually at front desk check-in, you have to provide state-issued ID and some type of card to show that you have $1 in your name, to your name.
Credit
Kind of
card,
helps.
as opposed to a debit card.
Yeah. You can use it, but boy, that's a whole nother story. So anyways, you take your $20 bill, and let's not kid ourselves. I mean, you know, inflation and the economy are on the rebound. They're improving. Wages, you could say they haven't exactly kept up with the times.
Without question.
So everybody's looking to make a little money,
Absolutely.
including the people working at the front desk.
Sure.
So what you want to do, you want to put on your best smile,
Oh, you're a good-looking man.
and you want to just take a second and out with the negativity,
Right.
and in with the positivity.
Slightly
and
do
you
this
wanna
to your
be
nipples.
a little
Make
bit,
make them a little bit hard.
because you want to be happy and excited,
And they wanna go,
And
"Hey,
I know, yeah,
He's pretty excited to be here.
exactly.
Continue.
So, with a smile on your face and a
Naturally.
song in your heart,
Wouldn't you have
you
that?
walk up to the counter and you say, "Hi, I'm checking in."
Hey,
And they first thing they'll say, "Well, what's your name or
What's your
last
name?"
And you say,
we'll do it together. We'll role play.
"Okay."
Hello, are you checking in?
Yes.
Your name, please?
It's going to be under Crowell, Crowl.
Let's just take a look at here. Wayne?
Yes,
Perfect.
absolutely.
That's very good. We have a standard room for you for 3 nights here at the Do Fuck Inn. Would you do you have your credit card and a license, driver's license?
I
so
do.
We can just...
Here you go.
Oh, thank you
And
so
I don't
much.
know if you can see, I probably could have exaggerated this a little bit more for the camera. But what I have is I have what's referred to as the $20 sandwich.
Yes.
So my bread in this case is my ID and my credit card. And then just peeking out of the corner
Hold it up
to
a little
say, "Hello, how are you doing?"
Ah.
is the corner of a $20 bill.
Boom.
And so as I hand these to you, I say, "Yep, there you go." And by the way, if you could just check for me and let me know if there's any complimentary upgrades available,
Perfect.
that
Right.
would be
And
fantastic.
so here's what everybody does at almost all the casinos on the Strip is they take the cards and they put them in front of them like this. And then they go, ho, ho. What's it doing? And then they almost leap across and give you a big kiss on the face. Okay. So then, yes, you ask for the upgrade. And I've heard some people say, ask for a specific room upgrade. That's great, but like MGM Grand, it's got 20 fucking rooms.
Right.
Good luck on that. Okay.
Right.
So,
because what the person is most of the time going to do is they're gonna realize what the game is. They work at the front desk.
Sure.
This is what they do.
Yeah.
And so they will typically say, I have a corner suite available, or I have a fountain view, or I've got, they'll give you some options.
Yeah,
they'll let you know kind of what you're working
now
with.
wait, actually I should do this. Now this has happened to me a couple times where they look at this and go, I don't have anything. And then they hand you the money back. And at this point, you should refuse the money. I've had this, like I said, it happened twice. The most recent time was at MGM. The guy spent 15 minutes trying to find a room. In my opinion, that was worth $20 just because I had the guy sweating.
Yeah.
But here's what happened. I said, look, just keep it. You were cool about it. I appreciate the effort. I dig you. I'm a local. Life is good. Keep the money. So what he ended up doing he goes, hold on. Boom. He gave me $150 in comps for, beer and food. I'm like, or actually alcohol and food. I'm like, wait a minute, $20, $150. I'm in.
Right.
This is great. So that's the only time it didn't work, but it worked.
Mm-hmm.
So it is a great play. And actually, we have an email coming up about that as well. Okay, so now that's $20.
One time, real quick story. One time I did this. You either get two types of people. You get the person that either hides it, so as they're typing, they'll put your cards over it so that it's not obvious to everyone going around, and any supervisors or prying surveillance eyes going around what's going on.
Of which there are a few.
And then in which case, as they go to hand you their things back, they'll do a little of the magic palm trick. Although I had a woman one time at Bally's, and she literally took it and she unfolded it and she held it up to me and was like, thank you very much, thank you, I appreciate it. And I started to get weirded out, like, lady, it's fine, just like calm down a little bit here. So yeah. And sometimes,
hold on, where's the fucking hidden camera?
One last tip. Sometimes they'll ask you, "Oh, sir, did you need change for this?" You ever had that happen?
No.
Sometimes if they're a little dense or they're not quite getting it, they'll say, "Oh, did you want change for this?" And you just say, "Oh no, that's for you."
Yes, and I've done that a couple times. No, that's for you. I just appreciate your effort.
Yep. Whatever you can do for me.
Exactly.
Real appreciative.
People dig
First
that
time
stuff.
in Vegas. It's my birthday. It's my anniversary.
Yeah, they really do. They really do appreciate that. And I think Wayne's right. I think, costs have gone up for a lot of people. I don't think salaries have gone up the same. So I think they're even more appreciative. But just don't call it a trick. I actually think if you approach it as if it's a trick, it puts you in a bad mind space. If you come up, this is just a technique. I'm going to give you the $20. If you can help me out, that's great. It's a win-win thing. If it's not, then no harm, no foul. You're going to keep the $20. I ain't tricking shit. Mm-hmm. Trust me, if you're at Las Vegas and you're pulling this, they've all seen this.
Listen, you've got a much better chance of that 20 winning at the front desk than you do on the slot machine when you walk another 30 feet.
Without question. So take the chance with the guy or the girl named Julie.
Yep.
Okay, so what can you do here in Las Vegas for $20? We've actually found out there's quite a few things you can do here. I was pretty surprised by this. But for example, the High Roller, the world's tallest observation wheel. Did you know you can do that for $20? You can. Actually, it's $18.
Mm-hmm. And they have a lot of specials all the time,
well,
too,
they
right?
do. So it's $18 for an adult ticket daytime. Now, if you recall, I talked about it when I went. I think I paid $37 because I'm a fucking idiot. I went in the middle of, it was like
no
8
argument
o'clock
for
at
me.
night. Thank you for saving me, you douche. So I think we went there like a Friday night. It was 10 o'clock. It was packed with people. I'm like, we don't. Jackie was like, we got to go. I'm like, well, okay, how much? $37. What the fuck? It's a Ferris wheel. But it's actually a pretty cool Ferris wheel. Mm-hmm. So it's 520 feet high. These things will hold about 40 people in each little pod. They're $1 billion a piece pod. It's a really neat place. I actually prefer the nighttime thing, but daytime, $18. They do have a shitload of Groupons. We're not going to talk about Groupon deals, by the way,
right?
Because there's so many of them.
But I just want to mention there's open bar packages too.
Yeah, and there are so many packages. Oh, also on Clark County Local Day, it's $11.50. It's $18 if you're a Clark County local at any time. Oh, so if you're a local, you can get $18 day and night according to this. Oh, shit.
Hannah went to a concert at the Brooklyn Bowl, and they said after the show, if you take your ticket to the high roller, get a free trip around.
Oh, that's actually a good point. There's a lot of places that do that, especially at the link.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's a really good idea. Look at you being all pretty clever and shit. Okay, next up, let's go high. Let's keep going high. We're all about observation towers, being as high as we possibly can without chemicals.
Okay.
Cool. Let's go to the stratosphere.
Nice.
Observation deck. 1,140 feet tall. It is the tallest building in the whole wide west side of the Mississippi in the United States. Tickets to go up there, the very tip top, it's $20 for an adult. It's free, by the way, if you're a hotel guest. Guess
you know what else makes it free?
If you want to go to the bar.
Or just tell them you're going to the bar.
That's right. So if you are, one of those people who you got there, you forgot the $20 trick, and like, well, I got to use my $20 somewhere. Fucking give them the $20 and they'll send you up to the top.
Go to the lounge, get a 2-for-1 martini during happy hour from 4 to 7.
Right. However, just like Wayne said, all you have to do is say, yeah, I'm going to go to Lounge 107. Mm-hmm. They'll be like, well, get your ass on up there.
Yep.
And guess what? Didn't cost you shit. Now you're going to pay $20 for a fucking drink.
Well, you'll get 2 of them if it's happy hour.
If it's happy hour.
Yep. And the best part about that, you get the jump cut. You get a special line.
Yeah.
All those people wanting to pretend like they're going to fall off to their death.
Yep.
They get to wait.
Yep.
You get to go around to
By the way, it's $14 if you're a local instead of $20. And it's higher if you're a local and you want unlimited rides. I will not refer to that number because it's above $20, and that fails our measure.
Yeah.
All right, but we're still staying high. We're going high. Eiffel Tower at Paris. Beautiful location. By the way, a really good restaurant, French restaurant there as well. A lot of people are kind of turned off by French restaurants. Come to find out, there's some nice people in French restaurants. And the view there is pretty cool. Iconic.
Très bien.
Right? 360 view of the city. Beautiful view of the Bellagio fountain. $17 for an adult ticket. An adult ticket, of course, includes nude.
Does it now?
I don't know.
Wow.
Let's say it doesn't.
Ooh la la.
Ooh la la. So $17 for adult ticket. You have to buy online in advance. If you're a senior citizen, then it's only $13.80.
Do you carry an AARP card?
Fuck
seriously?
off. I was getting
Yeah,
AARP.
the answer is yes.
No, I don't. You know why? You want to know why?
Why?
Because they pissed me off.
Oh,
I was
boy.
getting
This is
mail
not
from
making you
these
sound
guys.
any younger.
I don't care. Don't get off my lawn, you damn kids.
AARP pissed me
They
off.
did. Why? They started sending me shit when I was 45 years old. That's early.
They're priming the pump.
I don't give a shit what they're doing. It's pissing me off. You don't send me something 5 years before I'm even eligible and say, hey, we know you're getting old. Fuck, you might die pretty soon. How would you like to be a member of this? And their whole thing was basically, you should do it just because you're old. There was they didn't explain what you got. Just be a member. Why? Just be a member. Why? Because you're 50. What the fuck should I be a member for? And I'm like, I can't have this. I may have called the police on it.
Yeah.
Again, if you're a senior, though, $13.80, which is an odd number. I'm guessing that was the year they decided to do that. Okay, now let's go on to the strip. Let's get our thrill rides going, shall we? Woo! That's you going down on a roller coaster.
Wow.
As opposed to going down on
Sounded like a spacecraft. Like I was finally getting to
Space Mountain. Okay, the Big Apple roller coaster at New York. New York. Get your thrills. The world's first roller coaster that features a 180-degree heartline twist and dive maneuver. Guess how many people have go on that ride a year?
Oh, a year? Oh, I have not.
I'm shocked by this.
25,000.
Fuck, it's much more than that. According to Rosie, who did the research on this, 1.4 million ride this each year.
Wow.
There's 43 million who come here. So that's
1/43rd.
That's so it's yeah. So what is that? It's maybe 20. It'd be 2%. No, it'd be 50. More than 2% of the people who come here go on that ride.
And if only half of those pay $6 to park in New York, to go ride the roller coaster, that's another 112 million for MGM.
This show is brought to you by the good people at MGM. Anyways, so how much does it cost? It's $14 per person. It is a good ride. One of the very first times Melissa and I came to Las Vegas, we rode on that very roller coaster, and that's when our love was cemented. By the way, if the second-time rider, you can purchase an additional ticket for not $14, nay, half price, $7.
Well, there you go.
What do you think about that? I think it's fantastic. Okay. All right. Popular strip daytime attractions. Let's do it. MGM, because they're, well, I'm not going to say that. MGM, because they love you.
Right.
They love everything about you. They've got this.
As long as it's got 16 digits and a date attached to it.
By the way, I have to do the test where I tape the large thing on the back of the driver's license to see if they're actually getting my info, or if they're just saying he's from Nevada, or they're saying, oh yeah, he's Scott Whitney, he lives over at this, and he's doing. I'm like, that will piss me off if that.
They scan your license plate though too, you know.
Yeah, I know that. I know.
Because the very first time I tried it.
Oh, I might have you go out. Never mind.
The very first time I tried it, they the attendant scanned my ID. I go in. I'm leaving 2 or 3 hours later, and I just pulled up to the machine, and I was prepared to scan again, and the gate lifted.
Oh, it did that for me as well. And actually, I don't have a license plate on the front of my car.
No, it would be on the rear.
So it's in the back. So that's interesting. Okay.
I don't either.
No. MGM has this pretty cool thing. It's 3x, 3 times for $57 deal. So you can choose 3 attractions or things that they have offered, and all 3 cost $57. Let's take a look.
57. Did I rob someone else of their $20?
Be nice. All right, here's what you can select. Here are the things that you can select and what they would cost standalone. By the way, some of these things cost less than $20, so you shouldn't do it as part of this deal. But some things cost more than $20. It's a good deal. All right, the Siegfried and Roy's Secret Garden and Dolphin Habitat, sold separately at the Mirage. It's $22. It can be part of this deal. Have you ever been to that, by the way?
I've not.
Neither have I.
I've been to the Mandalay Bay, the Shark Reef.
Have you? Is that good?
Yeah, I liked it. Pretty cool.
I think that might be on here. All right, next up, Bellagio Gallery of Fine Arts. At times, they have some amazing art there. Bellagio, $17 for an adult. So that by itself, not a great deal.
A little uppity for me.
Yeah,
just go around, see the flowers for free.
Look at the flowers.
Yeah, it's free.
Every 3 months, something changes. At the Luxor.
That's called a quarter.
Look at that. That's right. Look at you being all smart and shit. Bodies, the exhibition. At Luxor, that normally costs $32. So this is a deal. 3 of those would be 90-ish, 96 if you want to do the math.
If you're dead, you get in free.
Yeah, and those guys had a bad life. By the way, so $32 at Luxor if you just walked in. If you're an M Life member, it's $27. If you're a military person, it's $25. That's pretty cool. No locals discount. So if you want to get a deal, you want to do this 3X for $57. Let's continue on. The Adventure Dome. Dun, 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 dun. Over at Circus, the all-day pass, normally $31.95. You can get it as part of this deal.
Wow.
That's a good deal.
Yeah.
So you get like, never mind, it's pretty good. Well, wait, Fright Dome is coming up.
It is, but that's not included in anything. That's got to be a separate charge.
Did you go with us, or were you here?
I did not. I've never been to a haunted house.
We did this a couple years, or not a couple, when Melissa and I were doing this show back in it was probably 08, 09, or 10. We gathered a bunch of living in Las Vegas folks, and we went to Hotel Fear.
I can't believe you did something and didn't invite me.
It was really fun.
That's just, well, it's shocking. It's because I wasn't there, I guess.
Maybe because you weren't there.
Right.
Anyways, so $31.95 for Circus all-day pass at Adventure Dome? No! You can get it along with something else and something else for $57. Let's continue. CSI The Experience over at MGM. Normally $28 can be part of this deal.
That's still
deal.
going, huh?
Yeah.
That has been there for a while.
Yeah, that's over at the kind of the mall thing.
It is.
Connected to
recommendation, though, if you've blown your $20 somewhere else, you can go watch TV pilots for free.
Yeah, I used to do that in Los Angeles just because we're in Los Angeles.
Mm-hmm.
We watched pilots actually being shot. It was fucking awesome. Roller coaster at New York. Now, we talked about this before. Normally $14, so 4 times 14 is less than $57. This is not a great deal. Don't use the roller coaster for this good deal. Right. Shark Reef at Mandalay Bay. This is what you were talking about. Normally $20 for adults, so this is a good deal, barely. For senior citizens, $18. And if you're a Nevada resident, look at this, $17. So that's a pretty good
When you
deal.
ask for a senior ticket, Scott, do they make you show ID or do they just pass you on through?
Let me just say that I've never asked for a senior ticket.
Oh, I don't know if that's good or bad.
I would like to say it's good.
Okay.
And no one's ever said, excuse me, sir, aren't you a senior? Shouldn't you, A, have a cane, B, have some, I don't know, kaopectate, and maybe we'll walk you in for $5.55 because you're a senior. Would you like that, sir? No. And by the way, Stations Casino is very, very open to helping out the seniors. And I might actually qualify in their...
we call it Young at Heart.
Yeah, I saw that. That's fucking sweet. Okay. Keeping it under 20, let's continue on. Let's go near the strip and let's get a little quirky.
Okay.
All right. I meant to do this when it was at its first location. It has since moved to the Rio, and it is Kiss Monster Mini Golf at the Rio.
Oh, that moved there. That used to be on the corner of Paradise and something. Harmon.
Harmon?
Yeah. It was in like a strip plaza across from the Hard Rock.
It was Harmon. Yeah, it used to be there, and I wanted to go. I had tickets to go there, and I just never went there. So they moved it. It's at the Rio now. It's 13,000 square feet of Kiss-themed attractions.
I could see why you hung up your mini golf putter after I had to destroy you several years back.
First of all, you beat me by a stroke first of all,
in playoff holes.
It's playoff.
Yeah.
It was a single hole. But you did not
Well,
win.
it's because I just needed one hole to take you down.
I was looking at those pictures a couple days ago for some reason.
Yeah.
Oh, I know why. I wanted to remember why I dislike you.
Oh, it came right to you. Yeah.
That was fun, actually.
It was a good time.
It was a good time. Yeah, so this is indoors, by the way, so you're not on fire. You're playing golf in the summertime.
You got it. That's the elements. That's part of it. You got to do your conditioning. Make sure you stay hydrated. It's just as much mental as it is physical.
Right, 25 people started, 10 ended it. What happened? It's 125 degrees outside.
It was a couple.
What are you going to do? So 18-hole miniature golf course filled with state-of-the-art video. It's glow-in-the-darkish. You can't beat that for miniature golf. Colossal size Kiss rock and roll gift shop hole. You can get married there. There's DJs there. There's a giant tongue like this.
Gene Simmons gets 75% of all the proceeds.
He'll never be starving or hungry, and the guy doesn't even drink.
No.
How much does it cost to enter the venue? It's free just to roam around, apparently. If you actually want to play golf, and why wouldn't you? $20? No. $11.95.
Wow.
Hey, if you're a local, it's $9.95.
It's almost like you're robbing Gene.
That's pretty good, actually.
Right?
Yeah.
But he has all the rights to that.
Well,
the other guys don't get anything, do they?
He does, and Paul Stanley does.
Oh, okay.
Because they're the original guys. So they basically...
Well, I know he bought the other guys out like decades ago.
It wasn't actually a buyout so much as they basically forced the hand. They never... Well, so Gene and Paul originated Kiss, and they hired Ace and Peter. So they were basically just employees of Kiss Inc., basically. And then those two guys, come to find out, did some drugs, had some highness. Weren't maybe as stable as they could have been. And so they popped them out, and that was it. So, yeah, no, Gene and Paul are doing okay.
They're getting by.
They have a Kiss casket.
They're making sure to ask for that AARP discount when they go places.
I bet you Gene does. I bet you he does. It's like, oh, wait a minute. I should be getting the AARP thing.
Well, first he plays the Don't You Know Who I Am card.
Yes,
yeah,
yes.
Let's not kid
And
ourselves.
how can you not? That hair, you haven't fixed that hair in 50 years. Okay. Let's keep up. Let's go downtown.
Okay.
Let's go. Slotzilla. Dun, 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 dun. Slotzilla. What is that? That's a zip line, 12 stories high. It was a big deal.
Chances are you won't get stuck, but it's happened.
Well, you know, it has happened.
They get a pole and just kind of pinata bat you till you get to the end.
Greatest idea for adult pinata is you take those little mini bottles, alcohol bottles, the plastic ones, stick them in a pinata, adult party. I think that's hysterical. I'll be doing that someday. Just don't know when. I'll probably want to get my AARP card.
End of season party?
Sounds great. Oh,
Okay.
I'm so sad I can't even stand it. This weekend we're like, we just sat out there going, this is it. This is the end.
You put the doors on. This is the end. My only friend, the end. Great jukebox song, though. Because for the same price as the 3-minute song, you're getting 7 minutes of...
depressing
right.
killing.
What's his name?
Morrison.
Yeah, Jim Morrison. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just wanting... you want to blow your brains out with him by the time you're done.
I wonder why he shot himself. Have you heard his lyrics? It's not a happy guy. He's a pretty sad guy, actually. All right, back to Slotzilla. 12 stories high. A slot machine-inspired zip line. It's pretty cool, actually. They have an upper zip line and a lower. The upper, you fly like Superman. The lower, you fly like most zip lines, which means you're sitting and you're flipping around. Lower zip line before 6 p.m., $20.
Okay.
All the other ones are more, so we're not going to talk about them.
Does that include tax and LET?
Yeah, so I don't know if that does or not, and let's just not even worry about that.
Yeah. So you might want to pick up some spare change on your way just in case there's tax.
Right, and there's a lot of people teaching you how to do that right around Fremont Street.
They're pros.
So if you need a little tip on how to beg, I know a guy who knows a guy who knows a guy. All right, let's look at some museums, because you and I are sophisticated that way.
We are cultured SOBs.
Sure we are. Probably my favorite museum in all of the Las Vegas is the Mob Museum.
Apparently you shot someone that the crowd didn't like.
That's what happens during a good shooting. Congratulations, Bobby. Yeah, shot the bastard. Anyways, Mob Museum. This is a non-profit, actually.
It's nice. Yeah, it's good.
It's fantastic. Real stories. Let me just tell you something, though. The first time I went through it, I'm like, we'll zip through this thing. We'll be out in an hour. Nope.
It's like it's 3 floors, right?
Yeah,
two,
3
two
floors.
or 3 floors.
It's a 3-hour tour, baby.
Mm-hmm.
And you may be thinking, well, fuck that. I don't want to spend 3 hours there. Yeah, you do. It's 3 hours that you're like, wow,
There's some interactive exhibits.
This was outstanding.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, interactive stuff. Just really cool.
Some videos.
Yeah, really cool history-based information that you wouldn't know about.
Picture spots.
Yeah, they did a fantastic job. And I remember there used to be a mob-themed kind of thing. I think it was at Tropicana.
There was.
And you got to feel sorry for those guys because they competed against the mob.
They called that the mob experience.
That's right. That's exactly right. And just didn't hold up.
Yeah, like most things at Tropicana.
They had some legal issues as well.
How's Jan Reuven doing, I wonder?
Here's how he's doing. Ow! Ow!
Yeah. He's still making things disappear,
That's right. This is my impression of Jan. Hey! That's bigger than it looks. Yeah, exactly. It does. Yeah, fuck.
No, there's just not been the Trop is apparently a tough room or just something. They just can't. They can't draw a crowd there for anything.
What is the one thing that's happened at the Trop that's been a success besides the paint job?
The paint job was nice. Yeah. Other than that,
it's hard to really come at. They had a comedy store or a comedy club there. They still do.
No. That was Brad Garrett.
Well, that
moved.
Yes.
Then they brought in. Didn't they bring in Bobby Slayton for a short time?
Oh, that was over at Hooters.
Okay.
But they have a comedy club there now.
Oh yeah, that brand. It's a brand. Laugh Factory.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Right? Yes. And Rich Little is playing that club right now.
That's timely.
And
do you think he still does Nixon?
He does.
Fingers crossed.
By the way, if you're my age, if you're a senior, you want to hear him do Nixon. He's probably not getting a lot of the youngins.
Yeah. Well, with a show that starts at 4 so that you can get to the 4:30 early bird special at the cafe.
I'm not sure he's starting at 4. We had him on the network. He was fantastic.
I'm sure he is. But you got to get home Matlock's on at 6. By the way,
but let me tell you something about him. He has the most watched video we have produced on the Vegas Video Network on YouTube. People are looking him up every single day.
Good for him.
He's a monster. It surprises me a little bit because I don't know that he has crushed it here, but man.
Well, he's been several different places.
He has.
Westgate for a while.
That's right. He did the thing, the Jimmy Stewart thing for a while. And but God, he is constantly being searched for on YouTube. So interesting about that. Okay, so again, 1999.
Sad story about him. I'll tell you in the after show. Stick around.
Oh, stick around. Nice little tease for you. 1995 online advance purchase is $23.95 at the door. So you want to order online. If you're a local, it drops down to $13.99. Next up for the museum, a place that I have not been to, but man, it gets some pretty amazing reviews, and that's the Neon Museum. This is a place
I have been there.
Have you been there?
Yeah.
This is where all the great neon signs of Las Vegas go to die. So the Stardust is there. You remember the TI before it was called TI, when it was called Treasure Island, and it had that big skull? Mm-hmm. It's there.
Yeah.
Now, it's laying on its back.
Well,
it's up. So if you actually want to see the skull, you could do Google Earth, and you can actually see the skull. We did it today. I'm like, oh, look at that. It's a fucking skull. It's pretty cool. So this thing is really pretty cool. Here's the thing. It's hard to get in. They don't really have a lot of capacity.
They don't.
For this property. So you got to get in early and get in quick if you want to get in. For adults during the daytime tour, it's $18. Locals price or military or senior, it's $15. Oh, look at this. You can do the Mob Museum and the Neon Museum daytime.
Neon Boneyard, I believe it's called.
Yeah. Actually, they have that. So the Neon Museum campus includes the outdoor exhibition space known as the Neon Boneyard, a visitor center housed inside the former La Conche Motel near, and the Neon Boneyard North Gallery. So if you ever
seen the North Gallery,
if you ever see anybody taking a photo, a professional photo in the Neon Boneyard, it's the North Gallery is the one that they're using. It's not the one that has the skull.
You could do it in that one. They have some propped up. Yeah.
They don't. Almost every single one, it's the same exact strip that you see. And Rosie works there, or has worked there before, so she gave me the inside scoop. I just so you know. Nighttime tour, too much. Can't talk about it.
If you're savvy, once a year they do a free tour for a donation.
Did they?
Mm-hmm. That's where I went. Throw them $5 or $10.
Day and night?
No, it was daytime.
Yeah. I think you kind of want to go at night, though.
I disagree because at nighttime it's a larger it's outside. It's a larger type of lot, if you will, because the signs are there to essentially die. It's a boneyard, right? And although they have them lit with some colored lights, it's not professionally lit, and that's no disrespect to the people there. It's just hard when you've got such large objects in a large space of varying size and shape. Right. It's very hard to light them correctly so that you can see them. Right. So I much preferred it in the daylight so that you could see the detail of the sign. You could see the rust and the age and the kind of brokenness in more detail.
That's a nice observation, Wayne. Well done, my brother.
Thank you.
Okay. I do want to go to that at some point. Luckily, I know somebody who might be able to get me in. Okay. Lesser known museums. How about this? Wayne Newton's Casa de Shenandoah.
That's still that waivers. It's open, it's closed. It's open, it's closed. If he's getting evicted, he's moving back in.
Well, he got evicted a long time ago. They brought this thing back up. He's also still doing the show at Bally's, I think. I'm not really sure what the hell's going on with that show. But the Casa de Shenandoah for the Memorabilia Museum only, it's $19.95.
Okay.
I'd say go.
I would do it.
Bump into the Wayne.
Yeah. Yeah, I've heard the voice is not what it used to be.
No.
But, I mean, granted, he's been an AARP member for quite a while.
I think he's 125.
Could be. He started at 12, so.
He did start at 12. And I hear he's a very nice fella.
Yeah, oh, absolutely.
Rosie
absolutely.
knows him. Rosie knows him.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, he's supposed to be a real nice
guy.
I
know people that know him personally intricately, and they say the exact same thing.
Here's what I would love to do.
Too nice, though.
I wonder if he drinks.
Too nice, because that's why he's always in such financial problems, is because he's just too generous.
Oh, I don't doubt that.
And trusting.
I don't doubt that, because I think he probably overextended just a little bit, just a bit outside.
Yeah.
And I think that probably caused him some problem. I wouldn't be surprised. Well, actually, I think he probably goes both ways, meaning he could be too nice. But I think he could be like, don't you fuck with me. I'm Wayne.
Well, the story with him and Johnny Carson, right?
And that's exactly what made me think. I was going down he's a nice guy. And I went, wait a minute. The Carson story, he wasn't a nice guy. He was having none of it. So, just so you know, Johnny, I know a couple guys named Guido, and he might ask you to shut the hell up. Okay, maybe I will shut the hell up. I would like to know if he's a drinker. Because I'd like to bring him on here and just have a couple of drinks and go, Wayne, let's you and I have some stories. Tell me a little bit about Dina. Actually, you know who I really want to know about? Sammy Davis Jr. God damn it, that guy was a monster.
The only story I remember that's funny is the Jimmy Kimmel growing up here in Las Vegas, and he says he used to see Sammy shopping for pants in the boys department at Nordstrom's or Macy's. I forget which one.
Yeah, he's a pocket entertainer.
Yeah.
He's probably like 5'2" or something like that.
Oh, it was,
Crazy.
I think, less than that. Yeah.
Really? Holy crap. Okay, so Shenandoah, Cassidy Shenandoah, 1995. Pinball Hall of Fame.
Now, I've heard mixed things. I've heard people say they liked it, and I've heard people say it was a ripoff.
Really? 25 cents.
To play, right? Or
Yeah.
to get in, and
Yeah.
I've heard people say that maybe it was a bad time. I've read some reviews, and again, reviews
That's interesting because I've never heard anybody say anything bad about it.
See, I've read reviews where people went and a lot of the machines were broken, not working. And they just felt, I think maybe they had higher expectations and they went in there and then, I mean, you can only, keep things like that going for so long.
Well, that's interesting because that's the number one complaint I have about all museums. So even the Mob Museum, when I went there, which was 3 years ago, there was a couple displays, a couple interactive things that were broke.
Yep.
And that happens a lot, like the Discovery Museum. I actually haven't been to the Discovery Museum here since it moved over to the Smith Center. But my guess is, if I walked in there, some percentage of those things would be broke.
Probably. That's because people are stupid. They pay their $10 and think they can do whatever the hell they want.
A lot of it. But that actually is an issue for any kind of museum. Let's keep going real fast. The Lion Habitat Ranch. This is where the MGM lions are hanging out. $20.
Used to be free.
Really?
When it was at the MGM.
Right. At the Exotic Heritage Museum. It's too much if you're an adult, but if you're a local or a senior, we want to help you.
You want to jumpstart that early bird special.
You don't need Viagra, my friend.
Nope.
Come on to the Exotic Heritage Museum. For you locals, you seniors, it's $15. By the way, if you're military, $10. We want you in there big time. We love you long time, GI. What else does this say? I don't care about that. The Hollywood Car Museum at Dean Martin Road, it's $15. The Auto Collection over at Link, it's $11.95. The Atomic Test Museum, Area 51 exhibits, $14. I've never really wanted to see that. I know how that goes.
Yeah. I feel like they made a museum out of it. It's probably interesting. It's still in business, but...
Yeah, it is still in business. I don't get it.
Yeah.
Outdoors, Red Rock Canyon, $7 per vehicle.
The Scenic Loop, very nice.
Very
if you have a convertible, it's super.
Or a motorcycle, that'd be good too. $7, can't beat that. Cashman Field, ladies and gentlemen, I consider this one of the greatest deals of all times in Las Vegas. AAA baseball, which means they're hitting more, they're making more mistakes, there's more runs.
And there's dollar beer.
And there's dollar beer on Thursday. By the way, don't go on Thursday because the unwashed masses are there in line for a quarter mile for a beer this big.
It's about 8.5 ounces.
Don't do it. But
you double fist, though, you're getting 16 ounces.
$17 for a ticket? Come on.
No, it's not that much, is it?
Well, she's got 17 to 22. I actually thought it was $14.
I thought it was 12.
I thought it was 14 for the highest price. So I'm not sure. The problem is it's hard to find. They've raised the price. Begins April 2017. It used to be 14. Now it's gone to 17 to 22.
Well, they want to move to Summerlin, so they got to start raising some funds.
Yeah, good luck on that. Let's see. We've got some near misses we're not going to talk about because they're near misses, and screw them. If they want us to talk about them, they should lower their fucking price. Okay, so that's it. Lots of options. Do your $20 technique so you get an upgrade in the room, and then what you're going to do is you're going to simply say, guess what?
What?
I'm going to go and do all these cool things for $20 and less. And why? Because Scott and Wayne helped them out. All right, we're going to take a quick break. No, we're not. Screw this. I got work to do. I asked Wayne to do the scream, and he wouldn't even do it.
No, I can't. I don't hit that range.
All right.
Wayne Newton maybe could hit that range. Way back when.
Thank you for... That's the best I can do.
Someone was saying in chat those tickets at Bally's start at $71.
For Donkey Shane. For Wayne?
Yeah.
71?
And
They
goes
start
up,
at
go
71?
up to 202.
No.
Yeah. That's the showroom where we saw Chris Phillips.
Yeah, it's the Windows showroom. That's the place where shows go to die.
Well, yeah.
Or a lot of
or the Tropicana.
I have not seen. There's only one show that survived there.
Which
for
Wayne
any
was
time.
at the Tropicana, wasn't he?
I think so.
probably many times.
The Tony and Tina thing was at the window showroom at Bally's for a long
Tony
time.
and Tina's wedding.
But that's being shut down.
Yeah, that's already shut down.
It actually
I heard
starts
good
at
things.
70. Holy shit.
This is a crazy time. I heard good things about a show called something Puppets with puppets.
Puppet Up.
Gone.
Yeah, it was Puppet Up. So it was done by Jim Henson's son. Here's what it was. It was improv. So it was all improv.
Somebody went. They referred it to me. They said it was fantastic.
And I've heard that too. They said the reason why they got hurt was because a lot of foreign tourists didn't understand the concept. So basically they had like 150 puppets, and they would get ideas like a regular improv, and they would pull the puppets off the wall and do this stuff. But if you don't speak English, that's a problem.
You'll be funny now.
You funny, go now. Me love you long time, funny boy. All right, so I did that. By the way, if in fact,
a lot of good shows ending though. Jersey Boys ended
Sunday.
Showstoppers at the Wynn
extended till December,
but ending has a definite close date. Yeah, it is rough out there for shows right now.
Not Rock of Ages.
The
rating
the Rock Vault
was ended.
Yep.
Yeah, no, it's actually Armageddon if you're an entertainer in Las Vegas. And I know a couple entertainers here in town, and bump into them here and there. And as a matter of fact, I was at the Composer Showcase last week, which I talked about on a show a couple weeks ago. Which is basically the idea is all these people are coming in from the entertainers in Las Vegas, and instead of singing the songs they sing on the shows, they sing their original tunes. And you're like, well, is this good, bad, or indifferent? Jesus Christ, these people are uber talented. And the guy who runs it, a guy named Keith Thompson, is the musical director for Jersey Boys.
It takes more than uber talent, though, because
well, to be successful,
Frankie Moreno had uber talent.
Yeah, and he's done. Okay, let me just finish this thought, and I agree. So the Composer Showcase last Wednesday.
There we go.
Was the majority of the people were somehow associated to Jersey Boys.
Okay.
Which is kind of so it's very sentimental. And
I like Travis Clore.
Well,
we had him in
once. Travis
years ago.
I've had him on in the network probably 3 or 4 times. He did the Christmas thing. He did the Christmas thing, and he fucking killed it. Anyways, he did his unoriginal tune that was kind of a country tune. Who'd have thunk? Yeah. I'm not a big country fan, but guess what?
You liked it?
Yeah, it was good. This guy is not to be toyed with. And I asked him, I said, are you hanging out? Are you staying? Because a lot of people have already said, I got to go. I mean, I got to go where the deal is. So a lot of people are going back to cruise ships, New York.
Yep.
So they're doing both of those things. And he's like, yeah, we're kind of ingrained here, but I'm sending out, demos
feelers,
to fucking anybody. And if Carnival Cruise says, we'll pay you X to go on a cruise in Mexico, guess where he's going? A cruise to Mexico.
To go get norovirus?
Yeah, he's going. And that's just the way it's going to be. Okay. Hey, listener email. Let's go ahead and get to that. Wanna?
Segment change.
How are we doing? 47. Brian Fryman. I'm going to have you read this, even though it's a male.
Well, I do have dulcet tones.
You do have a dulcet tone. Please begin.
I've been to Vegas about a dozen times and thought this was a myth until I heard it on your show. The $20 bill between license and credit card, then asking for possible room upgrade.
See that.
My question is that my wife and I are staying at Paris on the Strip October 8th, 2016. He didn't say what time he was going to check in, but we'll catch that from him. For 6 nights. Would it be worth a try doing that, or would it be better if I put a 50? Or is it not a place worth trying at all? We're celebrating 26 years of marriage, so any inexpensive upgrade would be a bonus. Any advice would be greatly appreciated. Just found your show and love it. Thanks, Brian. And I'll withhold the details of his address and his phone number. Let me start with this, because I have 2 recommendations for Brian. First recommendation, the Caesars Corporation is probably the best place to try that. I've heard MGM's actually the worst.
Interesting.
Because I don't know if they track that or they look for that. But I have been completely successful. I have never been shut out at a Caesars property with the $20 technique. That's the first thing I'm going to say. Bad news, Brian. 6 nights is pushing it a bit.
Oh, that's an interesting thought.
If this were 2 to 3 nights, sure. But you've got people now that are coming in that have actually paid extra, reserved those rooms. And so remember, this is on supply and demand. If the rooms are available, they can put you in there. But the longer your stay, the harder it's for them to justify.
Did he say when he's coming?
October 8th for 6 nights.
Yeah, but it's not very busy. Well, actually, it gets busier.
The 6 nights is going to be an issue.
October 8th.
If you
it's not Halloween, so it won't be bad.
If you broke it up into like 3 nights at Paris and 3 nights at MGM or Caesars or somewhere else, I think you could probably be successful both places. If you're going to try it for 6 nights, I would absolutely recommend trying a 50. And then if it doesn't work, then maybe say, oh, can I get some change for that?
Listen, here's what I would do. So I don't know that you need to do the 50. I think what you do is you play the 25 anniversary card. And here's how I would do this. I would do the sandwich. I'd hand and go, hey, we are so excited. We're celebrating. But don't play it like a douche. Play it like you're excited. We're so excited. You know, we're celebrating our 20... What is it?
I don't think it says. It just says anniversary.
I thought they said that.
Did I say it? Maybe. I don't know. I have a short attention span.
We're celebrating our 21st anniversary, and then if there's anything you can do from an upgrade, man, my wife will love me for this. So I do this a lot, where I'm like, the wife would actually like me. It's a joke. It's being self-effacing. That shit works.
It is, but I don't think it's going to work how he intends it. I don't think he's going to get an upgrade on 6 nights. I think they'll send up an $18 bottle of Moet.
Well, I think they might. If you want to do I don't think he needs to do 50. I think if you do 50, you will certainly get their attention. But I'm wondering if it feels like you're playing a little bit too hard.
6 nights, though, is tough. 2 to 3 nights is the sweet spot.
But the problem, I don't know if that's true, because the real tough time is the weekend, Friday, Saturday, or Thursday, Friday, Saturday. But if he's doing like Friday, Saturday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, fuck, they don't care. They're at 75% occupancy in the middle of the week.
Higher than that.
Middle of the week. So I unless there's here's the other issue: is there a big conference going on at that time? And I don't know if there is or not. If there is, then your latitude goes away significantly.
Oh yeah.
Because they can't help. They may want to help, but they simply can't because they haven't got any room. All right, next one up.
Best of luck to you, though.
Yeah, tell us how that goes and what your anniversary is.
The subject is walking to the airport.
What the hell is this about?
It's my first thought too. There does not seem to be a pathway or sidewalk from Tropicana Avenue. I've walked from the MGM to the airport twice because I had to catch flights right after fights.
Let's stop this for a moment. When I read that, I thought, what in the hell is going on here?
He was talking about boxing at the Grand Garden.
No, I know what he's doing.
Or UFC.
But he walked to the airport.
Oh, yeah, that's
unusual.
Yeah. My first time I walked to Terminal 1, which wasn't too bad, but my second time I had to walk to Terminal 3, which I walked the shoulders and rocks, which was a tad unsafe.
So Terminal 1 is the closest terminal. Terminal 3 is the new terminal, which is probably another half a mile away from Terminal 1. And yes, there are no sidewalks. That place is not meant for walking.
It's not.
So yeah, no shit. Holy Christ. I'm surprised he's still alive.
No cabs were available, as anyone who had been at the casinos on a Saturday night at 10 p.m. and later, you're waiting a while for a cab, possibly an hour plus. Uber?
Well,
you don't have a smartphone?
And that's going to be the answer to this.
My question to you guys is it illegal to walk to the airport from the Strip or Tropicana? And can you be fined or ticketed? Probably not.
I don't think so.
It's not a crime to be stupid.
Well, yeah, that's how you get people to like the show. Good job.
Just wondering. What? Okay, I'll backtrack on that a little bit. Just wondering, as I was seeing maybe 2 people walking to the airport in my travels as I've arrived and taking a cab to my hotel, I've seen a few people walking.
Right. Do they have teeth? Were they on heroin? Or probably
not worth it.
Listen, and Wayne has it. Here's the answer to this. Uber or Lyft.
Yep.
That's the way you play this. Now, listen, here's the other thing I might suggest.
Don't be cheap on this one.
Well, hold on. The other thing, that, but also, how about this? I don't think it's a great idea to go watch a fight and then decide I have to catch a plane an hour after the fight. That's not so bright.
No.
Here's what I'd probably do. Let's go watch the 2 guys beat the hell out of each other, and then maybe go to a bar at MGM, hang out a little bit, have a drink.
Pay $8 for it.
Maybe go see CSI, whatever, for under $20 if that's what you want to do. But what I absolutely wouldn't do is say, God, I got to rush back to the airport and get the hell out of Dodge.
Especially at night, because those fights aren't happening at noon.
Yeah, no,
they're not intended for the AARP crowd.
No, I can't go. They won't even let me in. No. Excuse me, old guy. You got to go ahead and go off to the side. We've got some Jell-O for you. Thank you so much.
Yeah, we have to let the people in the Affliction T-shirts in first, please, sir.
So here's what I would say. If you need to go to the airport, quite frankly, I would be doing Uber or Lyft any time of day, any day. That's the play now. The good folks over at the Taxi Authority have received their notice that they have
an app now.
Oh, they've had
you can hail a cab with an app.
They had an app the minute Uber showed up. Remember, they showed up for 12 hours and then they were kicked out. They had an app at that moment. And my guess is that app has been downloaded 3 times. Well, maybe no. That's probably
they're on all the toppers.
Probably not 5
I pulled
times.
into
You're
work.
Damn right they
I pulled into work on Friday, and there's a line of 20 cabs waiting to take people home for the weekend. And every topper is a baby blue color, and it says curb.
Yeah,
curb. Every topper, every company.
10 downloads, and you know how many people own taxi companies? 10.
2.
10. They're the ones downloading the app. My guess is that app is not getting the kind of
exposure play
that they would have liked.
Yeah.
What they did is they bluffed and they lost. They played big. And actually, it was interesting bluff because in the beginning they bluffed and they won. They kicked out Uber in 12 hours. Uber's like, hey, we're Google. The hell are you going to do? We're going to start. Wait, what's that? Taxi. What? But guns. Well, okay, we'll go. And they went.
Yeah.
And then they took millions of dollars and lobbied the legislature. And guess what? Like everywhere else, they got it to work. Thank God. That was all good for us. And now I think the Taxi Authority is like, which is, by the way, a conglomeration of taxi companies are like, well, you know what? That's a problem for us because they're gooder and they're cheaper. They're nicer. Shit. This is a problem. The reason why the taxis are still there is because they're everywhere.
Oh, yeah.
But I tell you what, have you used Uber or Lyft?
I have not, no. I don't really. I drive myself.
I have. As a matter of fact, hey, are you going to G2E?
No, I wasn't going to.
Can you go?
Yeah.
I'm going.
Okay.
We should go.
Let's go.
I might actually do some live streaming there. Oh, I could do. Oh.
Can you get me in, or do I have to?
Well, if let's talk offline.
Okay.
Because I'm going.
Exhibitor passes are usually easy to come by.
I got a media pass, but I'm going to some really fascinating talks about theft. Basically kind of what you know about. I can't wait to do this. Plus, I'm going to check out the whole thing. Next week, we're going to be talking about that on the show. Okay. Real quick stories. Hey, if you want to send a video to us, we would love for you to do that.
Love it.
Video. We really do love it. It's easy to do. You say, hi, I'm Dave Smith from Effingham, Illinois, and you're watching the Living in Las Vegas podcast on the Vegas Video Network. Say something pithy, say something funny.
Well, insert your actual name and city. You don't have to always be
Actually,
Dave.
I would like somebody to go, I'm Dave Smith from Effingham, Illinois, and if you do, I will send you a visor. Boom.
The good one or the plastic one?
Let's not talk about which one. Be sure to...
Fine print, kids.
Such a pain in
it's
the
in the
ass.
Fine print.
Remember, it's landscape, not this way. It's this way because
friends do not let friends take vertical
smart.
video.
Hey, we what are we doing on time here? Oh, I'll skip this again. We got to keep moving on. All right, chat questions. Mike wants to know, hey, do I need body armor when I fly into Vegas? This is in reference to there was a shooting on the 6th floor of the parking structure at McCarran Airport. I think it actually leads to a larger question: is Las Vegas safe?
Yes, if you want my opinion. Here's the thing: when you read about that, that was a domestic dispute.
That's right.
90% of the time, the people getting shot, stabbed, run over, whatever it might be, know each other. It's either premeditated or there have not been, thankfully, a lot of innocent bystanders getting shot or stabbed here in Las Vegas.
Man, bystanders or bystanders.
Bystanders.
I'll have a bystander to go, please. Here's the deal. This is a town. I'm sorry. This is a city with 2.2 million people.
Some of them are going to wake
Guess
up
what?
crazy every day.
Yeah.
But they're going to shoot each other.
Yeah. For the most part, we did a show about this some time ago. Places that you should not go in Las Vegas. Don't go to Naked City, which is the area right around the Stratosphere. You know, you shouldn't walk around there. Why? Because there's crack dealers and guns and drugs, and it's probably not the place that you and the missus want to go hanging out because you made a left instead of right to get up to the 107
Funny
lounge.
story, true story. The missus and I went to Naked City last weekend. Find out why in the after show.
Why? Holy shit, what happened there? So, listen, if you stay in largely visited areas, you'll be fine. Now, the question is, and by the way, you know, have we ever had somebody, you know, take a car and drive it around the strip and kill people? Yeah, we've had it happen a couple times actually. And
can I give? Go ahead.
I want to say one thing.
Yeah.
If I could make a suggestion to you, if you're walking on the strip, walk on the sidewalk, which we do have sidewalks on the strip as opposed to going down to the airport. What I would recommend is walk against traffic so you can see oncoming cars. That's I was taught that when I was a kid, and that seems like a smart idea. So if that crazy woman is driving her car and trying to get up on the sidewalk, I'm going to go, oh, look at that. That's a crazy woman coming at me. Oh, look at that. There's a Bellagio fountain. I'm diving in the fountain. And this water's pretty nice. I would just suggest that. What were you going to say?
I have a safety tip. Let me get a nice one shot here so that the people can focus very carefully.
There you go.
Folks, I want you to listen to me very carefully when I say this. When you're in Las Vegas and you're on the strip and it's late at night and you're having a good time, maybe a little too good of a good time, and some other people are having too good of a good time as well, folks, if someone bumps into you, drops a drink on you, pushes you, or swears at you, let it slide.
Yes.
This is not the time to defend the honor of your girlfriend. Let it slide.
That's good advice. I think a lot of people get beat up for that.
Yep.
Or shot.
Or stabbed.
Yeah. And
or
remember,
hit with a broken Corona bottle over the head.
right. And those things hurt.
Let it slide.
Just so you know. Yeah, that's actually pretty good advice. And I've actually had to live that advice. I've had somebody do things where I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna.
You have a good night. I'm gonna keep on walking.
I'm gonna let that go for this time. And you, by the way, it doesn't feel good. It's not fun.
Feels better than a broken Corona bottle over the head.
The next morning, you're like, guess what? I'm alive to be guilty.
Oh, no puncture wounds.
Look at that. I can breathe through my mouth instead of that hole right next to my left lung. What's a collapsed lung feel like? It feels pretty shitty, actually, so I've been told. All right.
No spontaneous tracheotomies for me.
No. All right, next question. Alan wants to know, can you explain the deal being offered for the proposal of the Las Vegas Raiders Stadium? All right, so I'm just going to, hold on. Pump the brakes there, big fella. I'm just going to read the statement. Wayne and I have done this online Facebook thing. Shit, it's epic. It is epic.
It is.
We are on exactly the opposite sides of this.
Yep.
I'm just going to explain the deal, and I'm going to explain one more thing, and then we're going to let this go. Okay, so what they said, this was reported by the Review Journal. At this point, the developers say they have 3 non-negotiable provisions. No less than $750 million in funding. If it's anything less, they'll walk away. No public profit sharing from the stadium procedures, which means that we put in $750, we get nothing out. And no hard dollar cap on the developer's preferred rate of return, which means I put in X dollars and I get whatever I want in the back, and they have no say in the matter. So what happens, basically my argument is that's ridiculous. If it was a business deal, no one would take it. Your argument is, just briefly, you think
it's not a business deal, it's a public works project.
That's right. So that's the deal. It's not public works, obviously, because private people own it. But I get your argument. Okay.
Public people own it, but okay.
Well, and so do private people. So bullshit. Fucking the Sands put in that
it's owned by a stadium authority, which is run by the county. Yeah, but we're divesting.
Stop. Okay, so here's what happens now. So there was this group of 11 people who had to decide if we're going to send it to legislator. Surprisingly enough, they did.
And 11 important people. Whether you agree with them or you disagree with them,
let me ask you a question.
You have to say
was
that
there
the business
people voting against it?
No, it was unanimous.
No, yeah, and that's my point. And everybody knew that was going to happen. And I don't even...
What's interesting, though,
surprise anyone.
Factual statement, every major casino company in town was represented.
Yeah. Well, yep. Yeah, because they're not fucking. By the way, but here's an interesting thing. Steve Wynn was. No, we're not going to do this. Well, no. God damn it.
No.
So here's what happens next to answer Alan's question.
We'll film a separate show and let people
4-hour
let
fucking
people
Netflix
download
show.
that when they're driving to LA.
Right.
Just hit play.
Right. And here it is. Let's begin with the story. All right. So here's it. So that goes to legislator. So what happens now is that they have to have a 60% approval. And that on both the House and the Senate. And then, of course, our governor has to say go or no go. That's where it's at now. Real quick, Rasmussen poll was just done. They polled 800 likely voters, and 52% opposed the raising of the room taxes to build the stadium. 32% favored it, and 14% were undecided.
This is happening. You can be against it.
I know it's happening. I know it's happening, and it pisses me off. I will absolutely do everything I can to vote the fuckers who voted it in out, because it's not
the one you can vote out the one legislature that
two.
Oh, you do have two. No, you have two.
Senator, Congress guy, local people, and
state legislature only. You got one state representative.
Right, and I've got a governor.
Yeah.
I'll take them both out.
Okay.
I'm very powerful.
You do that.
Here's what's going to happen 4 years from now.
And then you can buy season tickets and talk about how much you hate it.
No, I'm not going to touch it. I won't. I absolutely won't touch it.
Oh,
by the way,
you touched Smith Center.
Yeah, because first of all, I didn't know that it was public.
Oh, I didn't know.
I didn't know.
Okay.
But it actually does help the community. No tourists are going to that. It's completely community based. Stop. I can debate this for 5 fucking hours. We're not going to do that. All right. Dada needs a
drink.
So many self-serving fucks in this whole story. It makes me want to. There's two guys. I can't do it. I can do more.
I'll buy you a drink at the first game, the home opener.
You will, and you'll fucking buy me tickets to get in there too. All right. Welcome to Have a Drink. Let me do
I'll
this
bring
again.
you on my season tickets. I'm getting 2.
Good. That sounds great. Please invite, and I'll take you to one of my hockey games.
All right, deal.
Sounds great.
All right.
Okay, sounds good. Okay. By the way, I'll be wearing a flak jacket and a bulletproof vest because the people who actually go to Raider games are fucking idiots.
Okay.
Sounds good. Okay.
Stereotypes.
Stereotypes are happy. You know why they have stereotypes? Because they're true. Just because it's a stereotype doesn't mean it's not real. Okay, let's move on. Daddy needs a drink. Okay, here we are. Have a drink on me. Here's how this works. I show a picture of a bar or a pub or a speakeasy, and you all send in ideas and guesses on what those things are.
Oh, you forgot the part where you give it away with terrible clues.
I'm going to miss you.
Yeah.
But not that much. Okay, now you can win stuff.
Yes.
Really? Is that possible?
All sorts of stuff.
Why, yes, it is. Here is what you can win.
If you find yourself to be a champion on this week's Have a Drink on Me, you can get yourself a spinning disc of musical just goodness. Whether it's Gijazzathon, Christmas Acoustic, or Christmas Acoustic 2, you'll be able to listen to it in absolute harmony, but don't bother texting your friends because spell check and autocorrect will not get those words correctly.
They won't.
Secondly, if you really want to protect yourself from these harsh rays outside, while at the same time letting people know how intelligent you are for being a Vegas Video Network viewer, you can get yourself a Vegas Video Network visor. Sounds like a tongue twister, wears like a visor. It's the Vegas Video Network visor. You can also take the effervescent, glowing...
I blame you, VO.
And just all-around great guy, Scott Whitney, out to a bar and listen to him tell you about how projects that help the economy are no good, while at the same time he buys you a drink.
There will be no applause for that. Okay.
Well, that was a harsh transition.
Yeah, because you were mean-spirited. No one likes that. Okay, there's a couple ways that you can increase the probability of being in the hat of joy. You get 1 entry for having a correct answer received. You get 1 entry if you are the very first correct answer. You get 1 entry if you're in the live chat and you have a correct answer. You get 1 entry if you do one of our intro videos, and you do have 1 entry if you simply kill Wayne and make it look like an accident. Okay, so
Do you get an entry for liking your anti-Raider Facebook post?
One, if you've got it. As a matter of fact, yes. If you go, Scott's right. That's a free entry as well. So be a friend of me on Facebook and get yourself 1,000 entries. Now, there's some good things that happen if you wear one of these here chapeaus and send us a picture. Really? Is that really true? It is true. What happened, Scott? Well, let me tell you a little story about a man named Jeff. There is Rosie and Michael and Scott and Mickey and Bud and Alan and Aaron. They are nudists. And Bob and his wife. And Danny and Shanna, Jen and Craig and Glenn. There's Jimmy Doogie, who's not gonna be happy today. There's Rob, but wait, there's more. There's Ken in Hawaii and Stuart and Christina, whose all babies are because of my music and Don. There's Jackie and Mike, and Pops, who 1,000 times. There's Sammy and Carol, and a dog and Chris, whose heart stopped, but I saved him. Brett's dad, Scott and Wayne, and don't forget, there's Brett. All right.
It was like Prince. You had to jam the, seen that scene in Pulp Fiction? You had to jam the adrenaline into Chris's heart to get him back going again.
Come on, Chris, get up. Don't die on me, goddammit.
Yeah.
By the way, those people are the galaxy of gods, and they become godlike because they have a visor. Okay. Last time, I think I may have
Just a little side there at the end.
I skipped the explanation before I went into the awesome song. Last week, let's take a look at last week's I have a drink on me. There it is. Do you know it?
It looks outside. Were your clues? It looks outside. It's outside. It's by the wind, and it's called whatever.
Senor Frog.
Right. Oh, is that what it is? Oh, I didn't know that.
Oh, look at you, Mr. Fucking Know-It-All. Okay.
I try to stay away from the tourist traps.
Oh, for the love of God. You are nothing but tourist traps.
I'm savvy.
Yeah, that's why you want the Raiders here. That's not a tourist trap. Okay, so 21 out of 22, and actually that 21 may be in or out. I'm going to let you decide. I say no.
Okay.
I'll let you decide whether it's a good go or no go. Here we are. Get your magical hat.
If they did not put a tilde over the N in senor.
We had some people actually say that. I'm going to let the senor with the N slack. But there's another thing that I think...
no tilde, no entry, is what I would say.
Fuckers would not be, because they can't figure out how to make the tilde happen.
Oh, you got to hit your Alt key and use your number pad.
No, I know how to do it, but these people don't know. These are happy people. They're friendly people. They don't know anything. They're getting AARP stuff, and they're like, that's fine. I'll be okay. Okay, ready?
Yes.
Number one, Eric Hansen, known as Airport Limbo. He gets 1 for the correct answer. He gets 1 for the very first answer, and that's it. So 2. Next up, Jimmy Gallagher. Stand by.
Oh, I'm standing by.
Jimmy wrote
I'm sitting
Senior Frog. Senior. That's what I figured. Sorry.
We didn't even have to go to the judges on that.
Right.
That's immediately disqualified.
You gotta at least know it's not senor, it's senior.
Yeah.
It's not about me. It's
Richard Dawson is
this
not
whole
even
ARP thing has to be let go. I don't want an ARP frog. I want a happy young frog. Frogs. Jesus Christ. Monica Fagan, also known as Binky, 51, 1 for the correct answer. Monica Fagan, 1 for being in the live chat during this here shindig. Next up, we've got Bob Thomas from St. Augustine, Florida. Then we've got Barb Shotness from Wisconsin, 1 for the correct answer. Barb S., 1 for being in the live chat. Way to go, Barb. And then we got Rosie the intern, known as Nosy Rosie. 1 for the correct answer, 1 for being in the live chat, and 1 for being just a groovy research person. Give her 3. Just because she's been very helpful. That's right. I'm giving people stuff because I can. I have the power. Next up, we've got John Herman from New York City. 1 for the correct answer. And then we've got...
Any relation to Pee-wee, I wonder?
No.
I've used that line before. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you're kind of slacking a little bit. It's that Raider thing. You're going to look good in silver and black.
I'm telling you, for
and
Christmas,
a bullet hole in your chest.
I need to know what size and spiked shoulder pads you wear.
It's large, or actually extra large, because I am, don't want to talk about it. Kevin Whiff from Canada, 1 for the correct answer. Way to go, Kevin. Thanks for playing along.
Thanks, Kevin.
Chet Shotness,
hey.
Also from the Wisconsin, 1 for the correct answer. Chet S. gets 1 for being in the live chat. So the Shotnesses have 4 entries now because they've played the husband and wife double move. Oh.
They have any kids over the age of 18? Because they could.
Good. Oh, they could do that.
Too.
And Pops has played that part. Yeah, get in the sun.
Mm-hmm.
So the people
18
who are
and over only.
Yeah.
This is an adult show.
It is adult, without question. Tammy Mossbrucker won for the correct answer. And
that's good because I couldn't spell that last name if I wanted to.
Tammy M. That's the way we'd have done that. Steve I, the wise guy from Prescott, Wisconsin. Or I'm sorry, Michigan. Steve I won for the correct answer, and Steve is in the live chat. So he gets himself another one. Steve I.
You sure about that?
Double check. There he is.
Is that your final answer?
It is. Steve I gets another one. Barb in the live chat. Do cats count? No. Cats are evil animals. Actually, Rosie and I had a little argument about that. She's like, "You don't like cats?" I'm like, "Cats are evil."
Oh, you've never met Frank.
Nobody like you have a cat?
Oh yeah.
Holy Christ! What is wrong with you?
Yeah.
Raiders and cats?
I know.
Holy shit!
You know what his name is?
Yeah, Frank.
Well, what's his last name?
Fuckwad.
Sakatra.
Frank Sakatra.
Mm-hmm.
Feel pretty good about that, huh?
I thought it was clever.
It's you kind of people who are making the fucking Raiders come here. Mike Lazowski, Mad Chipmunk, one for the correct answer, one for being in the live chat. Great God Almighty. It's unbelievable.
You'd like Frank.
I doubt it. And Troy Sweezy, I'm putting him in because he was in the spam filter last week. We should put him in. Okay, so
this is a consolation entry.
Yeah, because I felt bad about that. Okay,
yeah.
Continue on.
It avoids litigation.
It does, because this is a contest, not a whatever it is. Erin Perry, she writes, Al was hopefully number one because I gave him the answer. We will talk about that in a moment. I actually know where he was, Alan. He was not number one. I can tell you a little bit later. Erin gets one for the correct answer. Erin, by the way, created that.
Oh, yes. I've looked at that for many weeks now.
She's
it's
very
nice.
good. She's very talented. Greg Tapscott. Greg writes, took me a while. For God's sake, you told me the clue.
Someone's being punny.
Me the clue. Come on.
That's a punny guy.
That's now Greg Tappa in the live chat. Are you also Greg Tapscott here? I'm not. See what I did there? It is him. So one for the correct answer, one for, see what I did there in the live chat. Michael Snow, Chicago Snowman, make sure all the entries have the correct spelling. Senior with an N.
Tilde.
None of that.
It's
tilde.
a tilde.
Yeah, none of that senior or senior. I hear you. So Chicago Snowman, you both
Mike, I would have completely agreed with you. Unfortunately, I gave up editorial control for the amenities in the green room.
One for the correct answer and one for being in the live chat. Okay, let's continue with the printed long form responses. Brian M. writes,
Dear Scott.
Dear Scott and Wade.
This week's Haddam location is Center Frogs in front of Treasure Island.
Don't be a douchebag.
Well, it's not even Treasure Island anymore. It's TI. I will be a first-time visitor to Las Vegas in mid-November.
Welcome.
Arriving late Monday the 14th. And I'm very much interested in taking a tour of the Arches at Whitney Villa, along with the Vegas Video Network studio.
Wait a minute.
Please let me know what you think.
Hold on. What's going on here? Is there any more of that?
I'm very interested in showing you pictures of my VVN's. What was that movie with the room? I give up. Sorry. Likewise, if at all possible, I'd like to visit on Tuesday. He's just booking his plans here. He wants to be in the live studio audience. You can stick me in a corner. I can't read this on the air. Let me know what your... Oh, here we go. Let me know what your favorite alcohol, scotch, beer, drink is, and I'll be sure to bring that along as well.
Okay, so that helped
Beautiful
a little bit.
Mind Room. That's what I was looking for.
Okay, good.
He was going to show you his Vegas Video Network Beautiful Mind Room.
Okay, so here's the thing. We've checked your IP address, Brian, and we know where you live and where you work. So you're scaring the kids. You're scaring me. Here's how this works. No, you cannot come to Arches at Whitney Villa. Those for people who I actually know. And I don't know you. So, no, you can't go there. For Vegas Video Network Studio Tour, now that's something different. If you're in the live chat and I get to know you, guess what? I'll have that talk with you. But if I don't know you, probably not good. If you want to stop by and drop off some alcohol, guess what? That changes everything. You can come on by and stop by. That's happened a couple times.
Jack, we trust Jack Daniel's word. When he vouches for someone,
come on in.
Yeah.
And if you want to do the Crown XO, if you want to get to the level of the Perrys, Well, I'll write a book about you. Okay, next up. Gary Ronberg, one for the correct answer. Gary writes, no, he doesn't get into that one.
Oh.
Gary writes, this guess is, okay. I bought a Signal Frogs t-shirt in Puerto Vallarta in 2005. The cleaning instructions said, wash when dirty. There you go. Watch the Brett Grant video and applaud him for his courage and his sense of humor. Thank you very much there, Mr. Testy. Moving on. Alan Perry.
Alan
writes,
the Haddam bar for this week is Senor Frogs.
Well done.
With the tilde.
Of course.
Good job, Alan. That's
smart.
I knew I always liked Alan for a
the
reason.
thing is, he's retired. He has nothing else to do to find out the alt 1937 that makes that fucking end happen. I like him a lot, but that's why he did.
And he even got the casino right. It's at the TI.
Yeah, okay. He's a bit of a braggart.
Hopefully, I was the first correct entry this week.
Stop.
Sent during the final moments of last week's podcast.
He was number 4.
He would like to know, how quickly do you usually get the first Haddam answer?
Within seconds.
Wow. He also goes on.
It depends on the clue. For yours, about 2 hours.
Well, that's because it's better.
Please continue.
You want to make people think.
I don't feel like
you want to engage the viewer.
Okay.
It's interesting that Rosie did the review of Benihana's at the Fashion Show Mall. Made me think of spending time in Vegas at chain joints, and I'm conflicted. We have done our share of going to some chains. Gillies at TI, Carlos and Charlie's at the Flamingo, Tilted Killed at the Link. Generally, we try to go to uniquely Vegas places.
As you should.
But for whatever reason, some chains strike our fancy too.
Why wouldn't they?
Especially since now Senor Frogs is officially a Haddam joint.
It is.
It needs to be on our go-to list the next time we're in Vegas.
Go.
Scott, you are driving business to Haddam bars in Vegas. I always tell the bartender when we go, we got the idea to come in for a drink, and everyone kind of digs it.
Kind of digs it.
Well,
guess what? Now
they
I'm gonna make a living. That's how you make a living.
They're just like, what?
People
okay.
kind of dig it.
Would that be, so you want the Coors Light or the Bud Light, sir?
Thank you, Alan. So 1 for the correct answer and 1 for being in the live chat. Moving forward.
I'm going to give Alan an extra entry for getting not only the tilde, but the name of the casino correctly.
Boom. Get him in there. I don't give a shit. That's the power. See, you just had some power happen to you right there.
I do.
Pretty cool, right?
Yeah, it's in my contract.
I'm sure it is. It's not, by the way, but okay. Mike Beatty writes, hey, Scott and Wayne. What? Wayne gets a shout out by old Mikey. This week's Haddam is Senor Frogs without the tilde.
Oh, yeah, Senor Frogs, he said that.
Eat your shit. It was great seeing the video of Brett and hearing he's doing well. The family and I continue to send prayers his way. Already missing Vegas, Mike Beatty. P.S. Rosie was great. She was great.
I've heard she still is great.
We got her. I got her a paying gig for an upcoming show.
Look at you.
Boom. Mike gets one there. Okay, moving forward. Brett Barnes.
Brett,
by the way, if you're listening, your visor has been mailed to you in Paradise, California. Please read Brett's words.
Did he get a tracking number? Because that's
Let's say he did.
much like Amazon.
Let's say he did.
Because he's just, he's going to be there on the web browser, just F4, refresh.
Right?
Refresh.
By the way, it's F5. You fucking you technology idiot. You F4, print.
He's doing that too. He just wants to know when the
F4 is
updates.
not print. It's just a joke. God damn it! It's so hard to work with people like this.
Hey Scott, this week's Haddam is Center of Frogs in Treasure Island.
Oh.
Thank you and Wayne for drawing my name in game 280 2 weeks ago.
You're welcome.
What a lucky guy I was, since I only had one entry that week.
Hold on, this way. This is the most passive aggressive nice email we've received.
Would you like me to say a little bit more snarky?
No, but you can say 280. In other words, what he's saying is, where's my fucking visor? Keep going.
What a lucky guy I was, since I only had one entry that week. I'm still just a noob to the show, finding it December 2015, and been having a great time ever since. From Brett in Pasadena, California. P.S. If Brett is there this week, I say hey.
Hey.
He's here in spirit.
He is.
P.P.S.
Yeah, don't read the whole part of that. Just the part where it's obvious that he's like, come on, where's my fucking visor?
Just in case you didn't get my response email, I
Here's
choose
my
any
address.
color visor.
Here's my
and
address.
right, he would like his tracking number.
Please give me my visor.
Yeah.
So there's your one for being in there. And we should give him another one for being patient, but we won't. Because
Yeah, I've already given out my extra entry allotment.
Okay, you only get one.
I do.
It's like The Voice. Mm-hmm. It's a steal. And Craig Daughtry, Vegas Dog 222. I think he may be in the live. There he is. So Craig D gets one for the correct answer. Craig D gets one for being in the live chat. And Craig writes, what's up, Scott? Wayne working this week?
I'm here.
If so, howdy, howdy.
Yo, yo.
It was awesome seeing BG last week. This week's Haddam is Senor Frogs without at the TI. Got the place right. Didn't put the tilde. We're going to let it slide.
Frogs.
Hope I made the live chat. Another one of my wine dinner Tuesday nights, so no telling what condition I'll be in by 10. Later, guys. Vegas Dog 222 out. Hey, Vegas Dog 222. How was the wine dinner? And are you
juicy?
Inebriated.
Okay. Hopefully not.
And then
still
finally, let's look at he who is our Scorsese. Ladies and gentlemen,
Martin Scorsese entered? Is that what you
he's the
said?
man. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Pops.
Hey kids, Pops here with a specially autographed Get Jazzathon. Treasure Island. Everybody bitched and moaned when they said they were taking out the pirate show.
I
It was one of the things that made Vegas cool.
It wasn't that good.
Free,
That was
right
very
there on
good.
the strip.
Not
They
good.
replaced it with the Sirens of T.I. and
That was shit.
everybody.
That's what I'm
except
talking
my
about.
Yeah,
I'm
Sirens
sorry.
of TI shit.
Yeah.
The first pirate show, amazing.
The whole thing was voice tracked. Oh, it was annoying.
Let's go.
wife thought it was pretty cool.
No.
The short shorts weren't bad. but-
No, Pops. No, Pops. Bad Pops.
And then they
Bad
dove
Pops.
into the water with the short shorts. I mean, it was, if that's your thing.
Yeah, it's not my thing. What I want is entertainment, talent, fun, joy, happiness, laughter, none of which was with that piece of shit right there. By the way, we're probably not going to link them on Twitter on this.
I don't think
Hey,
she thought
T.I.,
that much
you've been
from all the
mentioned.
dancing girls.
Hey, Rosie, we're not going to link this part to these guys. Okay, good talk.
Anyhow, when that show closed, everybody was really shocked when they put this ugly pile of crap where the lagoon and shit should
Looks
be.
better than the Gillies does.
That was one of the specific, what the hell were these nuts? Thinking
Agreed.
items that Scott was discussing during Living in Las Vegas number 248.
Uh,
Should I be
CVS
concerned
looks
that he
beautiful
knows
there.
more about this fucking show than I do?
That,
Pretty impressive. And that was the one, and yes, I was a little unhappy with that.
Just before the segue into the Haddam contest. However, we can't bring back what's been lost, and after doing the research to make this
they just built
video,
a CVS.
I
on top of it.
believe that the place might be a really fun, rowdy place to go party, eat, and people watch.
Note the
It is.
tilde.
Pictures of the food look fabulous. I do believe if I went, it would just be with the guys, because there's some decor in there that would not make the queen happy. Every king knows if you make the queen unhappy, you should seek advice from your plumber.
I don't get that. Oh, shit flows downhill. All right, thank you very much, Pops.
Okay.
Okay, here we go.
Yeah.
He also sent an email.
Oh, wait, I got to put like 12 entries for Pops.
He gets
now, don't
one
I?
for, he got the one that I put in
Mm-hmm.
right here. One for me, one for live chat, one for video.
Yeah, like I said, 12.
He did also send an
One or
email
two.
that followed much of what he said about it being fugly and all. And that.
What are you talking about? You're telling me a Gillies, a Senor Frogs, and a CVS didn't improve that property?
Who'da thunk? Right. Is that the biggest sellout you've ever seen in the
Oh my gosh.
Holy Jesus.
Did McDonald's or Denny's not want in on that? Rent a little too high. The frog is keeping them out. Never could trust a frog.
What, McDonald's didn't have enough money? Oh, but fucking CVS did. All right, what do we got?
All right.
Here it is.
I'll tell you what. The extra entries, keep submitting them, people, but they're
See?
just no, it's not.
What?
It's
What?
this is
it single?
this is a single one.
Wow.
Yeah.
Let's hear it.
And the Emmy goes to
Oh, like that. God damn it. Kevin Webb from Canada. Now, I didn't mean that like I didn't like it, Kevin. You've won it before, and it cost me $400 to send you shit to Canada. So I would like to
well, it
invite
depends
you.
what you write on the customs form.
Well, no, here's the deal. It doesn't fucking matter. Moving anything to however much our CD and our visor weighs about the same. Mm-hmm. And so, and yeah.
Well, you have to convert it into kilograms.
Let me ask you, Kevin. Well, what do you think about getting the MP3s for one of our CDs? Let's go that route. What do you say, big fella?
Hey, Kevin, do you have Amazon or Spotify? What are you on?
I'm on Amazon, Spotify, iTunes.
Yeah. Have you thought about just searching me on there and pressing play?
I will. I would like to send you some MP3s. Please, for the love of God, help a brother out because it costs $400 to send something to Canada. Okay. By the way, I'm super happy when I get an email from Australia. What did that cost? Well, I sold the house, but they're
getting their visor.
They got their visor. Okay, let's look at this week's Have a Drink on Me.
Ooh.
Oh. Hit number 1. If I were a movie buff, I would expect they might serve martinis, shaken, not stirred. If I were a movie buff, I'd expect this place would serve martinis, shaken, not stirred. Hit number 2, 64 stories high. Better watch out! Don't fall. Hit number 2, 64 stories high. Don't fall! Don't have a martini! Be careful. And hit number 3, given the previous bar in this location, it would be easy to get mixed up by the name. That's very clever. That's so clever.
I was so going to let you slide.
Given the previous bar in this location, it would be easy to get mixed up by the name of this place.
The more things change, the more they
such a great
stay
clue.
the same.
By the way, you are looking somewhat bewildered. So I think I did pretty well. If you know the answer, you're going to send your guest to have a drink at VegasVideoNetwork.com. Again, have a drink at VegasVideoNetwork.com. All right. This show is approved by Wayne. All right, hey, reach out to us. Send us an email. You can do so by sending it to onairq@livinginlv.com. Again, onairq@livinginlv.com. You can leave us a voicemail. We would love to hear from you. I've always thought you had a lovely singing voice. You can do that by clicking on the red tab on the right side of the Vegas Video Network website, and then clicking on the Start Recording button that will pop up. And because you have a microphone on your computer, you can send us a voicemail because it's just like magic. Hey, if you're listening or watching us on iTunes, it'd be great if you would stop and give us a 5-star review. And if you're watching us on YouTube, stop for a minute, give us a thumbs up, and share it with all your friends. By the way, besides iTunes and YouTube, we're on Roku, over 32,000 accounts installed. We're on Stitcher, TuneIn, Chromecast, Apple, Google, and Fire TV. You can get us on Google Play, and of course, VegasVideoNetwork.com. That's it, everybody. I'm your buddy Scott. That's your buddy Wayne. Thank you so much for playing along. This has been the Living in Las Vegas podcast on the Vegas Video Network. We'll see you guys next week. Oh, that was good.
You don't have to tell
not
me.
the best I've seen.
I know.
Mine was the best.